joining me today to hear about my new book, Bo Knows Everything. I'm going to share with you chapter number 3, since it's Valentine's Day. Chapter number 3 is All I Ever Need to Know About Love. I learned from listening to country music. Now, I know some of you are probably laughing because you think country music, those are silly words. I don't know what they're talking about. But there's true wisdom in there, y'all. I'm talking wisdom when I'm talking about love. And sometimes, like Sharon just showed us, it's not about the spoken word. Sometimes you got to sing it to feel it deep down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no! So my first lesson that I learned from country music is love is easy when you're young. And I heard this from George Strait, one of my favorites. He sang, "Do you love me, and do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well, then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no." Woo! George! Another thing I learned too, it seems like in country music songs, they're always drinking, and it gets them in trouble. Stop drinking! My buddy Colin Ray said it best in one of his songs, where he'd been out with his buddies, and he came in real late. His wife was waiting up for him, and he said, "I came in as the sun came up. She glared at me over her coffee cup. She said, 'Where you been?' So I thought real hard and said, 'I fell asleep in that hammock in the yard.' She said, 'You don't know it, boy, but you just blew it.' And I said, 'Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.'" Colin, that's what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Well, speaking of drinking again, I'll tell you what. Another thing that I learned from one of my buddies, Alan Jackson, when he sang in the song, he was out drinking, talking to his waitress, kept drinking. She got purtier and purtier the more he was drinking. It goes a little something like this. "So I ordered straight tequila, a little courage and a shot. And I asked her for a date, and then I asked to tie the knot. Yeah, I got a little wasted. Hell, I went a little far. But I finally got to hug her when she hit me to my car. The last thing I remember, I heard myself saying, 'I'm in love with you, baby, and I don't even know your name. I'm in love with a waitress. I don't even know her name. I've never been too good at all those sexual games. I never thought my love life would quite turn out this way. I'm in love with a waitress, and I don't even know her name. Get me out of here.'" And one of the lessons that I gathered from that was, don't get blackout drunk. You might go home with the ugly waitress. Well, as you guys probably know from hearing me talk before, I'm pretty perfervid when it comes to talking about children. You guys ever heard of Lone Star?
Yeah.
Those boys always get it right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes I find myself in the car just crying, hearing about some of their songs. This one's talking about children. "He called her on the road from a lonely, cold hotel room just to hear her say, 'I love you' one more time. Then he heard the sound of the kids laughing in the background. He had to wipe away a tear from his eyes. Little voice came on the phone and said, 'Daddy, when you coming home?' He said the first thing that came to his mind, 'I'm already there. Take a look around. I'm the sunshine in your hair. I'm the shadow on the ground. I'm the whisper in the wind. I'm your imaginary friend. And I know I'm in your prayers. No, I'm already there.'" This song taught me that you don't want to travel too much for work, because if you do, your family's going to miss you, and they'll start to go crazy, thinking they got imaginary friends and all when they're doing their prayer time. You guys ever heard of Toby Keith? Hey, yeah, Toby Keith. Tell you what, I know Toby Keith. Bo knows Toby Keith. Love Toby Keith. Love me some Toby Keith. Speaking of kids, Toby Keith taught me one of my favorite lessons that I learned. His song, That's my house. He sings, "If I pull up, would it cause a scene? They're not really expecting me. Those kids have been through hell, but I hear they've adjusted well. Hey, that's my house and that's my car. That's my dog in my backyard. There's a window to the room where she lays a pretty head. I planted that tree out by the fence not long after we moved in. There's my kids and that's my wife. Who's that man running my life? Lesson I learned from that song is I'm only going to get married one time. Because if I get divorced, not only will I lose my dog, but I'm going to lose my kids too. You know, I'll tell you, love isn't always about butterflies and rainbows like they sing in them regular songs, the top 40 hits. It ain't, no. You're going to fight. You're going to get married. You're going to fight. So say you're sorry and don't get drunk like this here fella did. This is about a young couple, and he's young, y'all, so he and his wife get in their first fight, and they head off down, and he goes to the bar to try and get drunk. Well, the bartender doesn't give him beer. Instead, he said, when you get home, she'll start to cry. And when she says, I'm sorry, say, so am I. And look into those eyes so deep in love and drink it up, 'cause that's the good stuff. Kenny always gets it right, too. Well, I'm going to finish with one of my favorites. I started with George. I'm going to finish with George. Sometimes I'll be riding along my car, and George, he stops singing. He just starts talking. I think he's talking to me, y'all. One of the songs, he says, darling, I've wasted a lot of years not seeing the real you, but tonight your beauty is shining through. And I never took the time to let you know. So before he takes you away, please, let me say, you look so good in love. You want him? That's easy to see. You look so good in love. I wish you still wanted me. Y'all, love is a choice. It's a decision. I learned that from country music. Don't decide to get drunk. Don't lie. If you get in a fight, say you're sorry. And this Valentine's Day, you better love the one, you better tell the one you love them. Or else someone else is going to tell them and then they're going to leave you. Thank you.